What is Bitcoin? You may have heard about Bitcoin and may be wondering what it is. In this video, I'll explain to you in simple words what Bitcoin is. To understand Bitcoin, we first need to understand the current financial system. When you want to send money to someone in the current financial system, you have to go through a bank. The bank monitors and validates all transactions. It makes sure there is no fraud by the person doing the transaction. But what if you wanted to send money to someone across the world without using a bank? Is it possible? This was not possible until the invention of Bitcoin. Bitcoin was invented in 2008 by Satoshi Nakamoto with the publication of a paper titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Satoshi Nakamoto combined several prior inventions to create a completely decentralized electronic cash system that does not rely on any central authority for currency issuance or settlement and validation of transactions. To understand better how this peer-to-peer electronic cash system allows for online payments to move from one party to the other without going through a financial institution, let's use a simple example. Alice has one coin and wants to send that coin to Bob. Alice hands Bob a coin. Bob has now one coin and Alice has 0 coins. The transaction is complete. Alice and Bob do not need an intermediary to verify the transaction. But what if Alice makes a copy of the coin? What if Alice puts the same digital coin online for all to download? After all, a digital coin is just a digital file in a computer. If Alice and Bob own the same digital coin, who is the true owner of the digital coin? If digital coins can be reproduced so easily, what stops Alice from trying to spend the same digital coin twice by also sending it to charity, for example? This is the problem known as double spending. This problem has been solved before by adding an intermediary who can validate the transaction. This is where banks solve the problem. But now you depend on a bank to do the transaction, which is exactly what we are trying to avoid. This is what Bitcoin solves. Bitcoin solves the double spending problem without using any banks by implementing a distributed ledger. A ledger is simply the history of transactions that have been executed. The distributed ledger is a network of computers validating the transactions. Each computer is running an algorithm. Each computer is running the Bitcoin software. Since they all have the same copy of the software, they all agree on the same transactions. When a lot of people have a copy of the same code, it becomes more difficult to cheat. If Alice or Bob wanted to falsify a transaction, they would have to falsify the code in all computers. Nowadays, there are millions of computers running the Bitcoin code. To hack or falsify the information in millions of computers is almost impossible for a single person. And if the person decides to hack it, it would be extremely expensive to do so. So it becomes more viable to join the network rather than attack it. With the traditional system, you have to depend on a bank to perform your transactions. This is called centralized system. Since there is a central authority monitoring the transactions, on the other hand, Bitcoin is called a decentralized system since there is no central authority monitoring the transactions. You can be a part of the Bitcoin system by simply buying a computer, connecting it to the network, and run the Bitcoin code. While centralized systems seem to work fine at the beginning, there are always people involved in making the decisions. People make mistakes. They become corrupt by power. This usually creates an unfair system, which is what we are witnessing across the world with all the poverty in some countries. Decentralized systems like Bitcoin only depend on software. It is the software that is making decisions. It is a math equation that validates the transactions. A computer that does not become corrupt, does not have preference for anyone, and it is not greedy. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button, and we'll bring more videos like this to you. Also visit our academy at embeddedblockchain.com and support our project to bring education to the people about the latest technology and learn more about artificial intelligence and blockchain.